So one of the most deceptively simple behaviours in successful transformation is this: framing the right problem in the right way, or putting it more simply, asking yourself the question, are we solving for the right problem? Sounds really obvious, but in practice, that's where a lot of transformations just fail. Organisations are often so eager to move forward, they don't pause to ask that fundamental question. What problem are we actually trying to solve? When that clarity is missing, teams can execute flawlessly, but against the wrong problem. And that's not progress, that's a white elephant. This behaviour manifests itself in many different ways. So firstly, let's take the example of the Sonos music platform and the redesign of their software as an example, frankly, of how not to approach product transformation. The original ambition was bold. It was appeal to a new generation of potential users by leveraging a new generation of hardware, which is great, combined with additional software features and capabilities, which wasn't so great. This was really an answer to the question, how do we grow our overall customer base? But the right question to ask would have been, how ready are we for change? The fact is that their legacy platform wasn't built for change, so it lacked adaptability. What Sonos should have done is to re-engineer their software architecture to deliver stable, like-for-like performance on a foundation built for change. Instead, under intense commercial pressure, Sonos attempted to accelerate software feature development on a legacy platform without re-architecting it for the forthcoming change. The result was instability, limited added value, and a very frustrated customer base. And I should know because I've been one for many years. The primary strategic imperative was to deliver platform resilience ahead of feature expansion. So the problem wasn't how do I launch new features, it was how do I build a stable, adaptable platform built for change. Framing the right problem in the right way would have altered the sequence, the risk profile of the initiative, and ultimately the commercial outcomes. Let's look at the Soviet Union's endeavours to land a man on the moon. Build a rocket that lands a man on the moon is a powerful aspiration. The Americans were doing it. It was big news. And the Soviet team was well aware of many of the technical steps required to achieve the goal. Can we build an engine with sufficient thrust? Yeah, they did. They had delivered this incredible NK series engine, which was closed loop and 30-odd% better than the US engines at the time. Can we reliably integrate these multiple rocket engines into one big rocket booster? Well, not at first, but with time, yes. And they, in fact, delivered the first digital control system called Chord. So that was an incredible innovation. And can we perform sufficient rigorous testing of each subsystem? No, not within the political climate of the era. So you see, the real problem was one of managing perceptions within the party. The engineers correctly predicted the minimum number of tests required at key stages to validate their technologies. And they knew that the technical issues could reasonably be overcome with sufficient engineering and testing. But the mission-killing factor was how to politically frame the inevitable testing failures, as they were seen, as part of the route to success. So contrast that with SpaceX's iterative testing-centric culture. Every explosion yields valuable data. Every test reframes the next problem with greater precision. Transformation is complex. Technology transformation even more so. If you misframe the problem at the outset, execution excellence won't save you. Before accelerating, pause and ask the harder question. Identify and define the top-level problem more precisely, because momentum in the wrong direction simply gets you lost even faster. And this discipline sets up the next critical behaviour in transformation. The expression, a solution in search of a problem, is a variant of solving for the wrong problem. In fact, it applies to a lot of what we're seeing now in the market with respect to generative AI and application to certain business use cases. Generative AI is not a deterministic technology, but in the world of banking and finance, most outcomes are deterministic, by which we mean results that are fully determined by prior conditions and rules or formula. Traditional AI is deterministic. Generative AI is by design not. It is generative, and thereby each outcome can be slightly different.